Oh, we've got a
in the
room
car.
now.
Yeah, for the next few hours at least, we can get you in and out without any bother. Need to think of a way to flush this fucking woman out.
You find what room she's in.
Yeah, that either requires us getting behind the bulletproof glass or hacking the host, which is... Host seems too high rating.
Except we have access to things that should be slaved to the actual host now. So we should be able to at least get into the host very easily, as she can hack with a direct connection.
That requires getting a centaur into the room.
Maybe I'm meeting the centaur in the room.
Yep, true.
That's a total possibility. The drones may take interest in the metasapient centaur, but who are they to question what the fuck goes on in there?
Maybe he has weird personal tastes.
I'll put on a tie.
Bow tie.
Love the idea of a centaur in like a tuxedo or something.
Yeah, let's do that then, because we need to know where the fuck she is.
All else turns to shit. We could, just put out there, could, not going to, start a fire so everyone has to leave the room. Their rooms.
It's an option.
I imagine
Firehead!
I imagine the sprinkler system will turn on and we'll be caught by night errant.
I like this option. Yeah.
Then it's an option, so yeah.
It's like ram raid the front desk as well.
Yeah, we can get into combat here, but we can't do anything that takes more than a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Like, we need just a commlink, right? For the job, anyway.
So the guy wants the commlink. You don't know, she's a decker.
Yeah.
He says she's a pretty good decker. So it's very likely she has a cyber deck, but he knows the information he wants is on the commlink. He's not sure where the information you want is. But it's definitely on her.
Is Firehead fireproof?
We need to his own
no.
fire, I think.
No, he can make himself on fire and he's immune to that, but he's not immune to other people's fire.
Okay. I just wondered, like, if you set the building on fire, could he walk into the burning building and, like, get the stuff that she leaves behind if she, like...
I like the way it went
how
from
often we
0
link
to
to
100.
arson.
It went from 0 to let's just light everything on fire in like 2 sentences.
I mean, that's what I'm here for.
It's kind of, like, because you can't... It's hard to blame a fire on someone a little bit. Like, a little bit.
Not really.
Well, Tex walks in there
Fires
with a
start,
light,
they
starts
just
lighting
do.
Stuff.
Fires happen, it's an accident.
The giant troll with an aura of flame might be a giveaway.
Yeah.
And I've indicated several times there are a lot of spider runs and shit around here looking at everything, so...
Yeah,
Let's
but
just-
if there's anything in the room,
Yeah, let's just get Kix into the room and get her plugging her brain into something.
can we disguise Kicks up a little bit?
I'll buy a nice jacket.
How does one disguise?
There's gotta be other
centaur.
centaur. You know, like, there's other centaur other than Kicks in Seattle, right?
There are metasapiens, but like, I mean, centaur are as rare as like Sasquatches and stuff, and if I remember like from playing Big Jazz, there's like literally 50,000 known Sasquatches in the world.
Alright.
So like you'd be lucky if there's like 3 in Seattle or something.
We'll just make her look slightly professional, get her a blazer or something.
Exactly.
Business
Big
centaur,
Jazz.
not street centaur.
Does Big Jazz know the other Sasquatches?
Yeah, man, it's like Ireland. I know like everybody because it's tiny, right?
Okay,
There's only
so
like
let's
4.5
do this
million people, but yeah.
I get asked the same thing.
Alright, so Kix and Tex are heading in then, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, feel free to walk then. And as you're walking, make a perception test. And it's
But
visual.
you're gonna say, as you're walking, make a clip-clop sound.
You can do it if you want.
Do you have any coconuts to hand?
Plateau Mac, I do. No, I don't.
Let me see my perception. Modifiers on perception?
There is no modifiers, but
Oh, yeah. Is it like visual or audio? Because I have like some earbuds.
it's visual.
Okay. Don't I have some goggles?
Probably. I don't know if you put any enhancements on it.
I'll have to check. Be useless goggles if they were just goggles.
Oh, it's actually okay
Goggles.
because Tex sees it anyway.
They do nothing.
There's another drone over here, Tex. And this one, like, immediately the second it sees Kicks, like, literally enters follow mode. And, like, just gawks the shit out of her, like a couple hundred meters in the air.
Shake her rump.
Like, it's clear it, like, exits whatever its patrol mode is and, like, follows right to your, like, you know, your room.
Wait, how small are these things?
They're small drones, so small.
Oh,
Think the size of, like, you know, drones we have now. You know, the
yeah.
VTOL kind of drone things.
Yeah, I know what you're about.
And it basically just, like, looks straight at you. So, do you guys go in the room or whatever?
Texas beer back.
Oh, is Tex
Yeah.
gone?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, well, I guess you guys go in the room then.
Yes.
If you look out the windows are tinted, but they're only tinted from the outside in, so the outside can't see in. But after a few minutes, the drone sort of, whoever's controlling it gets bored and it just leaves.
Pervert.
You know the swimming pool, yeah? Is it behind a closed fence?
Yes.
Never mind.
What are you gonna do, sneak in and swim?
Well, it's fucking well, like, what all's happening? Oh, there is a shitload of rooms. I just thought there was only, like, a few.
Oh, there's like tons.
Yeah. It's like searching for a needle in a very secure haystack.
Welcome to Shadowrun.
With fucking machine guns.
So yeah, once the drone's fucked off, like, what is immediately obvious in the room that Kix could plug her brain into?
There is nothing immediately obvious. It looks as if it was like deliberately set up for talking in meat space rather than going into the matrix. But seeing as how the lights and all the fixtures and the utilities of the room are controlled remotely from somewhere else, it's very likely there's a fixed connection somewhere in the wall. So if you were to like start smacking parts of the wall down looking for cables and she has a data jack, she could like connect directly to the cable.
Man, I don't want to just start bashing the walls up.
And maybe wait till Aaron's back and then do more perceptions
He's
just
back.
to check the
I'm back.
surveillance situation in the room.
Yeah. There's no like obvious matrix outlets of any kind. So if there is any, they're very hidden behind walls and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'd like to try to find like a place in the wall where there's like a panel or like an edge of something that I could just kind of lift up rather than just like smash through the wall. Something that's easily concealed or cleaned up later.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any paintings or photos?
Probably like an outlet panel off the wall or something.
So is Aaron back? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Aaron, you just noticed from your perception check, like a drone stopped patrolling and like intently stared at Kicks until you went into the room. It stared at the room for a few minutes and then like through the tinted windows you saw it leave eventually. Besides that, I think they want you to search the room for like some actual wired matrix cables on the wall, because each of these rooms seems to be remotely controlled, or at least the utilities are, like the lights and stuff. They only turn on when the room is active, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'll look for any anything that's like electronic that has like an access port or any wires connecting.
Well, it's very likely the lights have some sort of matrix connection directly behind them, so you could like unscrew a light bulb or like smash it and try and find a cable behind it.
I'll try to disassemble it.
Alright, well, do you have hardware?
I do, but Kix is probably better than me.
Yeah.
Probably.
How many hardware tests does it take to screw in a light bulb? That's literally what's happening right now.
So yeah, I'll do an assist.
Okay.
Would they not send something to if they notice a fault in the room?
Shh.
Well, if they are professional and care about their consumers, it's very likely they don't have bugs or anything in the room. So they won't know, like, I mean, even, okay, just take it from this. Being someone who works in, like, the industry, I don't know when someone pulls a wire out of a wall. I mean, we're not that
Okay.
good.
Alright.
So unless they're, like, stupidly anal about it and there's sensors everywhere, it's very unlikely.
Alright.
Tex is so high on drugs and so like self-absorbed. He just holds on to the ladder and holds on to the light bulb, and the world revolves around him.
Yeah.
Unscrewed.
So pulling out one of the lights, you actually find it's a lot more complicated than it looks, Kix. The light itself is fairly simplistic, but behind there's a great amount of transceivers and a lot of other very complex matrix things. Eventually you do actually manage to get a matrix hub behind it, which seems to be the central one for this room. And there is a data port you could plug yourself into and to get a direct connection to the host if you wanted to.
Hell yes.
Okay, so you're directly connected to the host, and that means you automatically get a mark in it. So you're inside the other much shadier and scarier host, and whereas on the inside the motel looked like a, like I said, 1960s movie of a western or something with like complete with cowboy, like Avatar telling you deals and shit. This one is the epitome of corporate, unoriginality. Everything is very bland and dark and black and grey and white, and rooms literally are, files are basically represented by large corridors of library rooms, which are protected behind encrypted firewalls and like everything else. It's like, in the Matrix where they're in that white room, and then like Neo's like, we're going to need guns, and a big rack of guns just comes by.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just that white room, except with endless like file systems that are behind like locked doors, as they look like to you in the Matrix, that kind of thing.
Okay. So I want to look for. Do we have a? No, we do have a name for this woman. We do.
Yeah.
I want to find out what room, she's staying in. So.
Okay.
Do I have to like roll something to ask questions or something?
Probably, because as far as you see it, there are literally just like rooms which are basically just like folders filled with hundreds of thousands of files, like in every direction.
Probably a matrix search.
Mm-hmm. Where? Like matrix perception?
Yeah, it's exactly the same roll.
Yeah.
Okay, +2 for hot sim, +2 for analytical mind.
Yep.
Any bonus for being directly connected, or just no penalty?
There's
for being
no
directly...
penalty. Yeah. So it's +4. Yeah. Okay, so it fights back, or well, tries to disguise itself. You get one hit, and you can ask one question.
Okay.
Of like the host itself. So.
Yeah. Elin Tatyana.
Well, you might want to ask for like.
What room is Elin Tatyana staying in?
Right, like.
Yeah.
Her.
You do find customer directories and customer information and customer stay things, but it's behind a encryption that will need to be cracked.
Hacking.
Well, it's actually crack file, but to crack the file is hacking plus logic. Yeah. Against its protection rating.
I think you have to mark the file first.
You do not actually need to mark the file according to this, I think. Doesn't say. Oh yeah, you do actually need to mark in the file. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you need to mark it. So you'll need to sleaze it or brute force it or something.
Yeah, I think my attack's stronger than my sleaze, so.
But
you can
your
switch
hack on the
them.
fly is higher.
Yeah, you've got more dice to hack on the fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's hacking plus logic.
Yeah, your dex stats don't increase your dice pool. They are basically limits.
Okay. +2 for my specialization, 2 for hot sim, 2 for analytical mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, sounds about right. And your
Nice.
limit is 7 exactly, so that's what it is. You do manage to crack it, just barely. The encryption was very difficult, but you do actually manage to get into it. So you're into the file system that has customer. It doesn't have their actual like details about who they are and stuff like that, but it has names, room numbers, stays.
Yeah, like their transactions here or something.
So you'll need to search through this entire like massive catalog because there's literally thousands upon thousands of clients to find that particular name. It's just when you search for it before, it literally just sent you there. If you know what I mean. So you have to do another search to find that particular name.
Control F.
Yeah, basically. Control F through a ton of encryption. Okay, so you don't find her.
Yeah, maybe I want to spend Edge.
Try again.
It's
a
data
data
processing,
Just try
so
again.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can
yeah,
just
okay,
spam it.
okay.
no one's gonna. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you do see patrol IC in this system kicks.
Okay.
But it hasn't noticed you yet. It's literally, there's like maybe a couple dozen of them that you can see. And they essentially go to rooms, like do a very intricate like series of encryptions. The door opens, they scan through what look. Basically, they look like robots that hover with like flashlights, and the flashlights like zoom through files, scanning for like people fucking with them, basically. And they go
I
from
see.
room to room, constantly searching for people. But the next one to you is like several thousand rooms away from you, so it'll take a couple of minutes for it to clear it, if you know what I mean.
Alright, well, I was much more successful this time.
Yep. Let's see how it goes. Yep, so you managed to be able to ask 3 questions. So you can like exactly ask where it is, you can ask something about her, so yeah, you can ask 3 things.
Yeah, like what room was the last room that she booked here?
She is in room 314, and that is in the southern wing.
Can you pinpoint it, please?
Yep, it is there.
Alright. But like,
What else do you want to know?
one right. I can't actually go into it.
I don't want to waste my questions, guys, so if there's something you want to know, let me know.
What guests? If she's had any guests, maybe? If so, what guests she's had?
How long is she planning on being here? Like, what is her stay duration?
Yeah, okay, duration of stay.
She has booked the room through a third party for 2 months.
Here a month, right?
She's been here at least a month, yeah. So
Alright.
she's halfway through her stay. Which is very unusual, because like even just looking through some of the other files, most people spend less than like 10 minutes here. 2 months is like massive. And you can tell the cost for doing so was exorbitant. Like, you're talking in the hundreds of thousands.
Would it be prudent to ask, like, who was the third party that she booked this place through, or do you think that's nonsense? I'm
I'll
not
try.
asking Warren.
We don't.
Party.
That information, do we? Like, it's not relevant to what we're trying to find.
Maybe we should try and question about if anyone's been in there with her, because then maybe Tex could become that person to try and get into her room or something.
Okay. Any known guests that she's had?
She has had no scheduled guests, but the door has opened a total of 272 times, and 271 of those times it was her, and 1 time it was someone else who is unknown. And there is no biometric data available for that person. Which is strange.
Is there like a date stamp for when the person arrived?
Yes, 3 days ago.
Wait.
And the door records that person leaving 1 day exactly after that.
Maybe we could hack the surveillance system, go to that exact
pull the
time
footage.
and find the person.
Yeah, from that day. Yeah.
Has she opened the door since that event?
No. That is the last time the door opened.
Yeah, she's probably gone or dead. Wait, so is that 272 counting both opening and closing?
Yes.
She's opened the door at an average of like 5 times a day. Oh,
Okay.
4.5. Just saying, she left.
Yeah.
This is important information.
Important information. Let's just get into the
Can I
surveillance
get
system.
that? Can I get that in a minute breakdown?
Yes, you can. Hold on.
So can Kick see where the surveillance system is, or is that going to be another matrix search?
It'll be another matrix search.
You got it.
Well, if she's connected to the host, she's connected to any device slave to the host.
Oh yeah, that is true actually.
Mm-hmm.
So can
She
she
wouldn't
see
need
the
to look for
surveillance
him.
devices?
She can
Just
see a great many other things, which all have icons that you don't necessarily have to know what they are. Some of them are very clearly drones, some of them are very clearly utilities, others are securities, others are files, others are accounts, things like that.
Yeah, so you got to sift through them to try and find the relevant one. Okay.
Okay, so it's like a search for the surveillance system of this room or
Yeah.
It's a matrix search.
nearest this room.
You actually calculated that.
Yeah, it's not hard, man.
I crush She's head when he says that.
I give Giant all my money.
Come on, roll 20. Yeah, roll 20 does want to roll for me.
I'll roll it for you, go, Warren. Don't worry, I have the best rolls.
We just
There
need
we
to
go,
know the
finally.
rating of the host. And we can roll everything.
You skim through the data, but it starts to overwhelm you, and there's literally thousands of devices slaved to this host. And it's very difficult to find what you're looking for. Basically, you failed to find what you're looking for.
Wow, with 6 successes.
Yep.
Yeah,
One.
he might have just rolled well, so he can just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. Do I have any more psych? Yes.
Psych
What?
lasts hours, not
Yeah.
like
Oh,
per
okay.
use. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's an
Well-
all-day thing.
Then I should.
It's just
have
like taking
extra.
your allergy medication in the morning, and you take your psych.
You have a problem, Tex.
I just imagine like Tex in the morning, he's just got like a fucking cocktail of like drugs that he takes in like a line, and he has a very specific way to do it so he doesn't OD or whatever.
He's got those little like old people pill cases.
Yeah.
What, Monday,
Monday.
Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah.
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 And he's dosed it exactly so that they don't like fuck with each other and kill him.
Yeah, I've actually got a few of those. But yeah.
So I'll.
You get one thing you can ask of anything you want that's slave to the host. So you can find something if you want to. Or
Yeah, I
whatever.
want to find the surveillance cameras nearest
Okay.
this room.
So there are two forms of surveillance. There's drone and then there's fixed. That's as it's recorded, like in the files. There's drone
there-
surveillance and fixed.
Yeah, is there like a repository for both footage though? Or do they keep it separately?
They keep it separately, yeah.
They go for fixed
Mm-hmm.
cameras.
Okay. Yeah. I'd
Well,
like-
you guys saw the drones. They hover all around the place, and they seem
Yeah,
to
let's go
fixate
for the
on people.
drones. Because the drone will have got all up in his shit, so...
That, right, yeah, true.
I don't know. Do we know like which drone though? Because
They accumulate all the drone footage into one server.
Alright.
So
okay then. Drone footage from that particular day when.
yeah,
they-
so it's encrypted, so you have to crack the file as usual.
Mhm.
So cracking the file is a hack plus logic. Okay, so you crack it, and a data bomb explodes. And the data bomb does... how much damage does it do? Data bomb does 10 matrix damage.
How do I resist that or absorb that or?
From a data bomb...
It's firewall plus device rating.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, 4.
What's your edge? Your total edge? Like if you
4.
hadn't spent any,
4 as well.
you're gonna want to pre-edge this.
Isn't she just resisting the biofeedback though? Because it explodes on their server.
It destroys the device that you're connected to, doesn't it? As far as I'm
No,
concerned.
because it's like what it's on. So if she read a file that was on her commlink,
Let me look up the data bomb rules. Real quick.
You do love them.
And just
Me?
really awkward.
Yeah.
Nobody ever uses data bombs, and nobody ever expects them. But, like,
I
a
always
lot of
expect them.
corps use them, so you should use them. So.
I'm always paranoid about them.
It's just awkward for like the
Your correct way to, like, cost someone tens of thousands.
I'm just saying, like, if it's on their servers, wouldn't it just like, well, shit, someone tried hacking us and it just blew up a server? Or is it not quite physically a bomb, or?
It says if the data bomb activates, it causes its damage and possibly destroying any file to which it was attached.
Yep, so, yeah, they would rather lose their files than, like, someone go snooping through them. Okay,
But I do
so-
think you take some damage if you don't disarm the data bomb and it goes off and you're reading it, right?
Yeah, you have to. I'm pretty sure it does matrix damage to the device. Like, I'm quite positive of it. May do biofeedback as well if it goes into over.
yeah, here we go. When a data bomb goes off, it causes rating D6 matrix damage to the icon that tripped it. Deletes the file, and then is itself deleted.
Yeah, so it does 10 matrix damage to your avatar, basically, kicks. Which is your persona, the matrix. Which then translates back to your cyberdeck. So how does she resist it?
Device rating plus firewall.
Yep, so your device rating plus firewall. So 2 plus whatever the firewall is.
Yeah, the firewall is 2.
Yeah, so 4
You
resistance.
better pre-edge.
And you should pre-edge it.
Mm-hmm.
Which will
Roll a
make it
lot of
8.
sixes.
Make it 8 and then roll 6s, yeah.
Okay. My macros are gone if I don't have myself clicked, I think.
Yeah, just click yourself, click Shadowrun, and then put
Where
8
am
in.
I?
In the
Where
room.
am I? There I
There.
am. It's a big map.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, roll another 6, because it's exploding 6s. Nope.
We.
Okay. So you resist 3 of the 10, so your deck takes 7 matrix damage.
You post that edge down
It,
as well, or?
it didn't blow up.
Didn't blow up, just took a bunch of damage. What's the limit on our Aztecna deck thing?
9.
9, okay. So 7 out of 9 damage then. Okay, so the files you were looking for were completely obliterated. So your only other chance is to go to the fixed one and hope that they got something. And it's very likely that that may have sent off some alarms because an entire like recorded area being like destroyed may, be sketchy
Yeah.
if someone looks at it right now or anything. Like you just destroyed like the last few days of recorded images, if you know what I mean.
Big gigs.
Yep, time to unplug.
Oh, we need the footage.
Yeah, you can get it from the fixed cameras. You could possibly get it from the fixed camera storage.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
you could
was
just
bad.
switch. You could just switch to running silent, so it's harder to find you. You'll take -2, but they won't
Yeah.
Okay.
automatically see you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're on -2 because you switched to running silent. So now you'll need to make a matrix search to find the files for the fixed cameras. Okay, you actually do find it, yeah, and you can actually ask it one question as well.
Do you have a data bomb?
Yeah. Is there a data bomb in here?
There is a data bomb on the door, yeah.
Okay. What do I do with the data bomb?
Disarm it.
How do I... Sorry, let me rephrase. How do I disarm a data bomb?
Yeah.
Software plus intuition.
Yeah.
Versus the data bomb's rating times 2.
Does analytical mind help me here?
No, because it's intuition.
Okay.
But your psych help you. Gives you a +1.
Oh, yeah.
But you're -2 because we're running so on. So.
And you have hot scene, so overall it's a +1.
Yeah, it's +1. Yep, you disarm the data bomb. Now you can safely crack the door, which is hacking plus logic.
Jesus, good thing you got that. If you fail it, apparently it sets the data bomb off.
It does.
Oh, you blow through the encryption, and you can ask. Actually, you need to look for the file again. So you've blown through the encryption, and there's a ton of recorded files for the last 5 or so days. You need to do a matrix search to find what you're looking for.
For that specific day.
Yeah, for the hour. You know the hour that the person went in and out of the door, so you can narrow it down to exactly there, and the cameras in that direction. Okay, so you can ask 3 things of the footage. Any 3 things you want.
I can't just view it?
Yeah, you can
copy
view
it?
You can view it, but this is the easier way to just do it. You can ask who the person was.
Okay.
Anything you want.
Yes, who went into the room with her?
Okay, so the camera was here.
Sorry.
Camera was there. It was looking at the room like this. A man in a sort of large neo sort of duster trench coat came to the door. He was somewhat blurry and kind of hard to see. He was definitely male. He was quite tall and quite slender. And you're positive at one point you saw pointy ears. So very likely an elf. Okay. He went into the room. Some hours later, he exited the room. And he exited the room with bloody steps following him. And he seemed very disorientated and sort of didn't understand what was going on. And he sort of looked shocked. Sort of snapped out of it, looked back into the room, sort of got a shock in his face, and then ran off after he cleaned the blood from his boots and disappeared.
Question about Shadowrun in general. Is it possible to knock someone out, give them commands that they perform whilst unconscious, and then after the deed is done, they wake up?
There's a control thought spell.
Alright.
You could probably also possess someone with a spirit and make them do stuff, or what?
Yep.
So in the footage, did she let this guy into the room?
She did.
Okay.
She was just on her period, that's all.
Well, she's probably dead, so she's not going to be able to let us into the room, even if we did disguise as the guy, so we need to get somehow authorized to enter the room.
Kix could probably hack the maglock.
Yeah.
But I still have 2 more questions to ask. I want to know what, any vehicle that he arrived in or left in?
There's no footage of him arriving in any vehicle. Right. He just seemed to walk up the road, come into view, enter into the room. A few hours later, Okay, the biggest thing that you notice is he looked very different going into the room than when he left. When he went into the room, he looked very confident, in control, very poised about what he was going to do. When he left the room, it was like he was a completely different person. He was utterly shocked. He seemed out of it, and then he just ran off as if he didn't understand where he was or what was going on.
Okay.
My CFD radar is pinging.
He got possessed by a blood spirit.
Well, I have 1 question left. Does anyone have a suggestion?
What would be useful to get us into the room?
Who is the best month?
Maintenance schedule on that room?
Maybe not the schedule, but maybe if there's any footage of a maintenance guy who would be allowed to go into that room, then you can disguise as him and get inside.
I'll save you some trouble. The elf that may or may not have killed her had a key card in his hand when he exited. It was rather bloody, and in the shock and the rabble, you're pretty sure he dropped it and it went underneath the wheel of the yellow car there.
Ho 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 ho.
Are we all getting this across D&I?
No, she's in a
can't,
Faraday cage.
Yeah, so you have no idea what the hell's going on in there.
Yeah. But Tex will know. You can probably jack out now pretty safely.
Yeah, I think that's all we needed.
Yep. Sorry about your duck.
It's okay,
Data
I
bombs,
can
yeah.
fix it.
That's how I want, don't lie.
Data bombs are a very inexpensive way to deal with Decker dickery.
There's a module you can put on your decks that gives you like 5 hit points worth of like dummy damage to just absorb stuff like that.
Okay.
Or you could just become Hariel, like paranoid to craziness, and see if everything has a data bomb in it.
It's the best way.
So, do we send to go pick up the key cards and go into the room?
I vote not me, because the drones fucking love my ass.
Like, they've already seen
Yeah, it was probably literally a miracle that like no drone saw the dude come out or drop the key. Like it was just pure fluke. And it was actually pure fluke because I rolled the dude's edge and he actually didn't get spotted.
Like, Giant is a really obvious person. Amber, maybe. Amber and X, because he can disguise himself, and they haven't actually seen Amber yet, have they?
They saw me. The drone probably saw me.
What, through the car window?
Well, yeah.
So then they've all seen us, so who's the best, and like if there's something in there like that we have to fuck up.
Are you good at sneaking?
Yeah, I think I am.
Okay,
Decent.
Okay, so you're going to sneak.
I've got 8 die in it.
Yeah, I'll ask my spirit of man, who's named.
Well, Kix and Tex are back at the car, I guess, yeah. Because they would have told you all this, yeah.
I've actually got 9 sneaking dice.
So I'll just move you guys back to the car then, and you would have told them all.
I'll ask my spirit named Garcia, who has 1 service left, to cast concealment on whoever wants to sneak.
Wait, before we do this, they've got magical security. They'll see us glowing in the astral.
Indubitably.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
So what?
I think we should just send Tex.
But what if there's something in the room that like...
Then we'll rush the fuck over there. We'll stay nearby.
I'll text if you want to go in alone.
Yeah, I'll just dress myself up like an elf again, resembling the guy that we saw in the video.
You want to resemble the dude that may or may not have murdered someone?
Yeah, you don't want to...
No, I don't want to look exactly like him. I want to resemble him. I'm imagining that like a certain type of person is expected to go to like her room or whatever. I want to just fit that profile, so I'll be like an elf that's thin.
I guess, sure.
Different hair color and shit like that.
Exactly.
Alright, well, I mean, go ahead and head on over there if you're going to do the disguise route.
Yep, do you want me to roll disguise again?
Yeah, you will need to, because I may need to note that down for future events.
Warren, is there a closer car park that we could get to the southern apartments?
No, pretty much what you see is on the map, so... Like, this road in between is a rather, like, main thoroughfare, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then this place is, like, deliberately isolated from the rest.
I guess from where we are, we've observed, like... We've been here for fucking hours, so I guess we've observed, like, drones and their... Not their effective range, but where they're generally patrolling. And could we stay at, like, the maximum distance outside of that so that we're not suspicious, but that we're closer?
Like, I mean, the closest you could get is, like, literally just parking over here. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, let's do that, because Tex should be in and out relatively quickly, hopefully.
Yeah, well, feel free to move, like, the car and everything, so... Guess you guys will just go to, like, there. Or there, yeah.
It's falling out the window.
Okay, so Tex, you are in luck. The bloody key is still below there. so you can just pick it up if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pick it up nonchalantly.
Yep. Well, make a sleight of hand then. Palming, yeah. Okay, you pick it up pretty quickly. You like move it out with your foot, and then like barely bend down and just like slip it up into your like coat pocket, without much people, would notice that at all.
And then I move in front of the door and wave it in front of the lock.
That door there. Okay. So it scans the lock for a moment, like you sort of hold your breath, like it's not going to work, and then let me see. Oh yeah, this is actually one of the rooms that has an astral barrier around it, because Hariel knows that. Okay.
All right.
So when you go in here, like all your shit's gonna drop, just so you know. Like your spells will be fully cancelled.
Yeah, I don't have any spells.
All right. Well, you head in then. I guess you can see it. Okay, so you enter the room. It's a bloody mess, and the woman on the floor is very clearly the woman you're looking for, and she's been very brutally fucking murdered. Literally, someone has ripped her datajacks out of her head, like through sheer brute force. They've like ripped part of her skull off, and she's been brutally beaten by some form of like solid, melee weapon of some kind, and she's like been dead for a while. The stench is sort of like around the room, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess I'll probably throw my gas mask on if it's unbearable.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking horrible, yeah. Like, there's already some maggots in there, if you know what I mean. Like, flies get everywhere, no matter how secure anything is.
And I'll do the unfortunate deed of having to dig through her person.
Yeah. It seems like the room is also like a mess. Like, I mean, I didn't change it on the actual map, but the room is like an utter mess. Like, things have been smashed all over the place. Like, tables are flipped over. The bed is covered in blood, and the sheets are all messed up. Things are smashed. It looks like it was a very intense struggle, and it wasn't organized, or like, neither of the combatants was like super competent in melee, or like they were doing it in a frenzy, if you know what I mean. So yeah, go ahead and do a search check, perception.
Is that visual?
It would be, yeah.
My limit is like 9.
Okay. So, searching through her pockets, you find literally nothing except what she's wearing, except for 2 commlinks. There's no sign of a cyber deck or anything like that, or any credits or identification or anything or weapons. Literally just 2 commlinks. Besides that, she's just got what she's wearing and like 2 ripped out datajacks, which are like sitting bloodily on the floor.
And the same with the rest of the room?
Yep, same with the rest of the room. Searching everything else, you find nothing except like the debris of a fight, if you know what I mean. And now your fingerprints are all over her corpse. So I don't know if you have like the ability to change your fingerprints as well.
Well, I would suspect Tex has gloves.
Yeah, well, I mean, did you bring gloves? Because that's fine if you did.
Set the body on fire.
Yeah, I would imagine I have different types of gloves in my disguise kit.
Yeah, I mean, we're breaking and entering, so...
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Like, the disguise kit's like perfect for me mechanic-wise. Alright, so you have 2 commlinks. That's all the else that seems to be in the room.
These ripped out datajacks, is that just like the input ports, not anything behind it?
Yeah, literally the input ports.
Okay.
Like someone literally ripped the bat out of her skull, if you know what I mean.
Does she have any other visible cyberware that wasn't ripped out?
Nope. And you remember from Walker's rather extensive report that she only has those 2 datajacks.
This is going to sound something like Odom, but do you think we could get some leeway with these guys if we informed them about the murder?
They'd probably be more interested in how you got into the room.
Plus, we don't need anything from them now, so...
Yeah, right.
Right,
you probably got that Morgan guy in even more trouble.
Well, Tex, you know what you have to do now? You're going to have to eat her. Whole body.
Alright, so a quick drum through the commlinks text. You find that both of them are encrypted. Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna move back and sleight of hand the
Keycard back onto
key
the
card.
wheel.
Yeah, right where it was.
Go for it. You do it well enough. Seems to be like more or less in the same place it was. Yeah.
Then I head back to the car.
Maybe just don't go directly to the car. Maybe just walk off. And
Walk
we'll
around the
follow
block
you.
a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk down the streets with my bloody fucking shoes.
Wait 10 minutes, then we go meet Dex.
Boom. Boom. How does Kix get around, by the way?
Walking.
Alright.
She can run pretty fast.
Use horse. Horse go fast.
So I guess you guys meet up eventually, yeah?
Yep.
Probably.
Alright, so you now have two completely encrypted commlinks who belong to whoever you don't know who they belong to. So.
If Tex doesn't mind, maybe we can go back to his to crack these.
Well, I guess he's like leaving the apartment soon enough, so sure, why? I guess it can be.
Yeah, it already smells like troll. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I mean, a troll, a giant, and a human had an orgy in your bed, so there's going to be a distinct musk.
Put up like a black light in the room is just like white.
It's like a Jackson Pollock painting.
Go and just break the bath.
So you'll need to decrypt the commlinks.
Okay.
So
He's
you
Check if there's a
paranoid.
data bomb.
Yeah,
You could-
absolutely.
you can
He's
literally
super
just
paranoid.
you can literally just put your data jack into like the basically like the USB port and get an automatic mark on it if you want to.
Yeah, that seems to be the best thing.
Okay, so number one, do you want to see if it has a data bomb on it?
Yeah,
Okay, well go ahead and look.
that's like a matrix search, right?
Perception, isn't it?
Or
Yep.
yeah, whatever. Same. Yeah.
Yeah, complacent.
Is that the cold tomato soup?
Yeah.
Giant? Yeah, there's some soy tomato in there.
Future sound is disgusting.
It is awful.
There is no data bomb on the first comlink.
Okay. Then I'll try to crack its encryption.
Hacking plus logic. Both these comlinks are very good, by the way. They're literally device rating 6.
Ooh.
Yep, you hack into the first one.
Okay.
And it is not at all what you were expecting. It is a total jumble of information that makes almost no sense at all. It seems like you encrypted it, you decrypted it like standard, you did everything you could, you got very good hits in it. You're pretty sure you did a very good job of it, but for some reason the data looks as if it's scrambled. As if it's not all there.
Need to
Okay.
defrag it or something.
Does Kix know anything about technomancers?
Maybe knows they exist, but that's it. Knows what they do. Maybe.
Yeah, either it's Technomancer code or it's defrag. Like it needs defragging, and the rest of the file is on maybe the other comlink.
Well, let me take a look at that other comlink then. Just plug that one in. And do the same, look for a data bomb.
Okay, there's no data bomb on the second one.
Okay, crack the encryption.
Yep, you cracked this one, and this one is perfectly fine. Like, it's fully functional. You cracked it completely. There's no jumbled information or fragmented anything, and this is the comlink of the woman you were looking for.
Okay.
So Elin Tatyana, and all of her like information, her meetings, her schedules, private information, things like that. It doesn't have like jumbling through it. It doesn't have anything about text, but it has a lot of very interesting data about some security software that Horizon uses, meetings, scheduled password changes, and pay data that would be very, very valuable to certain people, but you owe that to Walker as payment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave that alone. But this like fragged up data, it looks like there's parts missing. Like it's not all there.
Yeah, I can even like you can make out some words. Like I can even give you one if you want to. Let me find it.
It's Cyberdeck.
So I'm literally going to print it out into the chat. Okay.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It's somewhat long. That's some fragment that makes sense.
Oh no. I've run the mission this is from.
Yeah.
I'll keep quiet.
You could perhaps clear out more fragments as you went along, but that's the only one that can make sense somewhat.
Okay.
But with all the data that you currently have, it looks as if this commlink can't be fully decrypted without some sort of missing file you do not have.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess I could hang on to the scrambled one just in case. Just whatever, just in case. Because he only wants the one that belongs to her, right?
Definitely
Yeah, only one belongs to her. The other one belongs to who the fuck knows, but it has some very interesting stuff in it.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's it for today. It's up to you guys if you want to give that data to Walker or like send it off for a payday, because that pay data could be worth a very large amount of Neon, but then Walker might be pissed.
Yeah, I'm inclined just to give it to Walker. And I'll tell him about the scrambled one. Well, I mean, Tex is probably going to deal with him, but...
Let's not tell him.
Don't tell him about the scrambled one?
No, he wants other comlink. He has no need to know about this.
Alright.
I agree with Ryan.
Not gonna help us out of the goodness of his heart.
Yes, he had job for us. We complete job. We don't need to do him any additional favors. He doesn't sound like kind of man who would help us.
Yeah, alright then. I'll leave it to Tex's discretion then. I mean, he'll be speaking with him.
Yeah, I plan on trying to leverage into maybe getting a favor or at least use out of him in the future. Play up the fact that she didn't have a cyber deck or anything of value aside from the commlink that we're giving him.
Yep.
And, sort of reinforce that we didn't make a copy of that pay data and, sell it along with him.
Mm-hmm.
Her cyber deck, which had the information you most likely were looking for, Tex, was nowhere to be seen.
Exactly. So we didn't really get anything we wanted out of this. So he'll mention that to Walker.
Okay, so do you want to go meet Walker, Tex?
Yeah, I'll give him a buzz with the comlink he gave.
Okay, so as soon as you buzz it, like less than half a second, you get a message back again, and it's the exact same GPS place where you met before, the factory. And it's fairly late at night now when you guys finished up your run, which took like the better part of a day and a half. So you arrive there and Walker doesn't even pretend anymore or try to judge your intentions. He just sits on top of the thing smoking another cigarette, and he just sees you, waves a bit, smiles, and then just sort of sits back as he waits for you to walk back up again.
Yep, and I look like the human that I tased earlier.
Alright, he immediately knows who you are anyway. So he smiles and says, Tex, I presume, right?
Yep. Indeed.
It's a nifty trick you got there, kid. A lot of people would pay a lot of Newen for that.
Yeah, I find it comes in handy quite often.
Alright, so he smiles a little and says, I heard from a friend of a friend that some interesting stuff may have happened in a certain motel in Tacoma. You got anything for me?
Yeah, somebody took her out in a pretty violent manner, but I did manage to pull a commlink off of her, and I hand over the commlink with the useful data on it.
Okay, he grabs it and he starts skimming over and he says, nice, this will definitely clear Ben and your debt to me. In fact, it may be a bit over it. Here, kid, and he goes into his bag, where he literally takes out from his wallet a cred stick, connects it to his commlink, does a bit of very quick online banking and throws it to you, and it's a cred stick that has 15k Newen on it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. She didn't actually really have anything else on her of value. So that helps.
He just says, don't mention it, fair is fair, and I'm gonna get more than enough out of this. I'm pretty sure more than one of you debated keeping it, but it was good of you to keep your word. I like people who can at least, act professionally in this business.
Yeah, we try to keep a certain level of professionalism on every job.
So he just says, so, I'm sorry it didn't pan out. What happened exactly?
Well, it took us a while to actually gain entry into her little room there, because the hotel has fairly high security, but once we got inside, we discovered a bit of a mess. Somebody ripped out half of her skull trying to get at her cyberware.
He just sort of shakes his head and says, it's a sick world we live in. Was there anything else besides the commlink? I mean, she's a decker. No deck at all? No evidence of a struggle or anything? Smash deck?
No, I picked through the brain material pretty closely, and there was no deck to be found. Only other information we have is some tall, thin elf with a duster. Looks like he was responsible.
He sort of, shrugs for a moment and sort of scratches his chin and says, it's pretty interesting to say the least, and it's not something I expected at all. Could look into it for you if you want to. Pro bono, of course, one professional to another, but I don't know what I could turn up. It might take a while. Besides that, I mean, if there's anything you aren't telling me, it would help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there was some other things I gotta run by our computer expert, and I'll let you know if they pan out. Do you have a commlink number I can get in contact with if we have anything for you in the future?
He sort of smiles and says, you're trustworthy enough, and he says, here's a real one, and he sends you another link. So you've now got Walker as a contact. You specifically have Walker as a contact. And he will have loyalty 3 with you, because he likes professionals, and he thinks you are one. And his connection rating is... what was his connection rating? His connection rating is 8.
Ooh.
Damn.
He's a
Wow.
very influential man. He just smiles and says, I'll do the first one for free, but I don't work for free after that, understood?
Yeah, Tex just nods.
And he smiles again and says, just make sure you understand, kid, I don't work cheap.
Wouldn't expect you to.
Alright, so you and your friends get back to me. I should be in Seattle for at least, the next month or so, but after that I can't say, so you guys gotta make a choice quick if you want my help or not. I hope you, think I'm trustworthy at this stage, and I'm on the level. I don't plan to do anything weird, so long as you don't do anything else.
Alright, well, thank you kindly, Mr. Walker, and we will be in touch.
Alright, so he just smiles and says, good luck to you, chummer. I have a funny feeling we're both gonna need it. And with that, he just sort of smiles and then jumps off the building.
Don't do it! You have everything to live for.
You do not see him hit the bottom. As soon as you look over, he's not there.
Guy's so fucking cool, Warren. he smokes, he jumps off buildings.
His name is Walker.
Is there a giant bale of hay or something. I
Yeah,
can't
he did
hear
a
it.
he did
He
the
makes an
Assassin's
eagle sound.
Creed jump thing.
Does he have a
Kickstarted
voice modulator that makes his voice all like deep and dark and scruffy?
No.
Was evident.
Yeah, he sounds like Batman, clearly. Anyway, that's the run for today.
Thank you, Warren.
Woo! Thank you, Warren. Did we earn any karma?
Yeah, definitely Aaron Karma. So, let me see, what was it?
Come
Do
on.
that. Accomplish that objective. Do that. Okay, 8 Karma.
Oh yeah.
8.
Nice.
Nice.
Yes.
Half of that comes
And I'm
from
like-
our screwing up with the guy.
I'm legit surprised you didn't, resort to murder hoboing.
Because it
Yeah.
would have been a very difficult one.
Yeah,
to get
but
through.
you guys always murder hobo though, so that
Wow.
surprised me.
Well, we
Like-
did
Murder
discuss
hobo,
burning the whole
what?
place down.
Oh, I put forward
We did
the
it mirror
suggestion.
shades.
Murder hoboing is a term in RPGs Bermuda that protagonists kind of act like psychopaths that are homeless and just go around like murdering people for their loot and money and stuff. Because like if you were to play one of these RPGs in real life, like D&D or whatever, like in D&D you're essentially a pack of homeless wanderers who go around murdering things for money.
That is true.
I don't
Well,
think we're that
Witchers.
bad. Our first option isn't always we kill everyone.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're nice guys, but you fight a lot. But yeah.
Yeah.
Fall into fighting a lot.
Like this is what would have happened if you guys had got in a fight and like there were a lot of drones around here and things you didn't see and it would have been interesting, but I won't reveal all the other things because it could come back to this, but like this is the amount of security Knight Errant sends to this place after I rolled for it and it's 5 minutes for them to get here, and this is how much they would have sent. And they send that ×2 from the north and south.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all that shit. The cruiser cars launch the Strabo drones, and then the SWAT van has the troopers, the lieutenant, and the steel links.
Yeah, I'm so glad we did this a different way.
Yeah, the Pink Mohawk way would have been to put fucking IEDs in the road.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was a thing for a giant here, but I don't think you encountered. No, you didn't encounter it. Yeah, so it just didn't happen.
Former girlfriend is staying here.
Elin Tatyana is his girlfriend.
Dun, dun, dun.
No,
His
It was
mother.
Cars, I bet.
it'll probably occur at some other point. I mean, there's plenty of things that could have procced it, but it was potential to happen here, but it just didn't. So.
Warren, someone has thanked you in chat for DMing.
Oh, thank you.
Right about.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think there's much chance of me going inside. Really giant scene.
Well, you could have. I mean, they let a centaur in. They paid a lot of attention to the centaur, but yeah.
I still couldn't think of any other way that would have went well other than the way we did it.
I've actually made a very interesting story for Giant, far more than I thought I would have. But I think you're going to be surprised by it, because it's not what you think.
April answer.
He's a former combat prostitute.
He's a combat Banraku or whatever. Some people are into murder while they fuck. Whatever.
What?
I
Yeah, it's the
can't hear
team
shit.
speak kind of fucked up.
They might be filming there.
Yeah, you and Phil sound a little warbly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I infected you.
TS AIDS.
Yeah, everyone else sounds fine, but it's just totally garbled for Phil.
Oh,
British people, yeah.
no, yeah, Joss sounds awful too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
it's,
shit, Phil.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yes, no, that's good.
We'll just say goodbye and thanks for watching and stay tuned for next time and, don't do anything a duck wouldn't do.